Greetings. Okay, time for physical ranged. Voice is a little sore, but it should be good enough to do this. Small talk. Holja. Oh, my poor granddaughter. I cannot bear to be parted from her. To steal a steel hog. Raholja's eyes are full of expectation, or is it dust? Raholja, greetings. So, you have decided to aid my people in retrieving our treasure, yes? They will be glad to know my long and arduous journey from our homeland in the distant south of Dawntrail was not in vain. As for the treasure we would have you recover, it contains the undying essence of an armadillo to Vidral. These steel hogs, as we call them, rely on their tough hides to protect themselves from predators. The legends speak of one that lived to an extraordinary age, perhaps due to its natural suit of armor, and came to be known as the Lord of the Forest. At the end of its long life, our ancestors enshrined the Vidral's soul within the steel hog vessel. For generations since, the divine blessings it bestows have been a great boon to my people. Those under its protection need not fear wild beasts, for Fang and Claw cannot harm them. This allows us to hunt in the forest without risking our lives. This treasure, so crucial to our people, was stolen by a tall, slender merchant, or rather, a man posing as one. He came bearing exotic wares from foreign lands, and served alcohol freely, toasting often to new friendships. My people became caught up in celebration, and in the morning, the merchant was gone, along with the steelhog vessel. Without it, we cannot bestow its blessing afresh upon our hunters. The effect wanes over time, and one by one we are losing our protection against the savage predators that stalk our lands. As I and my granddaughter, Sitolja, still possess the treasure's blessing, we have been tasked with locating the steelhog vessel and returning it to the village. The trail led us here to Tuliolal, where we believe the perpetrator boarded a ship and made good his escape. The journey here has already pushed this decrepit body of mine beyond its natural limits, and a lengthy voyage by sea would likely be my end. Although I urged Sitolja not to make the crossing alone, she was determined to give chase. Given that you hail from across the ocean, your knowledge of those lands will prove invaluable to her. Not only that, but our quarry may use the steelhog vessel to his own ends. Only a skilled warrior can stand against such a foe. And Sitolja is no warrior. You'll have your treasure in 2 shakes of an armadillo's tail. Or, looks like refusal isn't an option, fine, I'll help. The first one. I am truly grateful. My granddaughter's first port of call is a place called Alamigo, You see, as the thief took all of his wares with him, the only clue left behind was an empty bottle of whatever grog he was serving. After asking the sailors here, it seems it was produced in Alamigo, and with no other leads, Sitolja set forth. Once you arrive, she should not be difficult to find. These days, only a handful of Mamulja attempt the journey, most of them brutish mercenaries. Sitolja is a far daintier creature, and is sure to have made a favorable impression on the locals. May the steel hog watch over you. As Sitolja has traveled to Alamigo, perhaps you should begin your search by asking around at Ogre's Reach. It brings me great solace to know that my granddaughter has such a capable ally. Of course, retrieving the artifact is of the utmost importance, but it is Sitolja's safety that concerns me most. I dread to think what dangers await her across the ocean. Don't often come to Ranged Reach anymore. Germaine. Yes, I met the Mamulja girl you're after. She was looking for a tall, thin man. Some sort of thief, apparently. It sounded a bit like the leader of a gang of bandits that lurks around Verdjala, so I told her as much. Chances are, that's where she's headed. I hope she stays out of trouble. Perhaps I shouldn't have told her about that bandit leader. For all I know, it could be a completely different person. Odila. A Mamulja, you say? As it happens, she came over while I was cleaning the cannons. She showed me an empty arak bottle and said she was looking for the bloke it had belonged to. Thing is, the brand's found all over Alamigo, so I wasn't able to help narrow down her search. That young lady was certainly well-mannered, but didn't seem to know much about what goes on around here. I take it she's new to the region? Dana. Yes, I saw a Mamulja on my patrols, but he carried an enormous axe. Not at all like the person you describe. We do not often see Mamulja in these parts, so I remember the man I spotted quite clearly. I could tell that axe of his was not merely for decoration. Verdjala. Waylaid merchant. Ouch. See, told ya. Here, let me apply some of this ointment. It's a common remedy where I come from. Oh? Are you here to lend a hand? This poor soul was attacked by highwaymen, and I could use help tending to his wounds. Waylaid merchant. Don't worry about me. It's my escort who's in trouble. He's in pursuit of the thieves, and I fear he's bitten off more than he can chew. Please, will you aid him? Thieving bastards, said the earnest escorts. Earnest escort. What? But how? Cool. Behold. Gua. Multi-highwayman. Ha 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 ha. Nothing like a bit of divine intervention to tip the scales in my favor. With this artifact in my hands, I am invincible. I'm gonna rock out. Another one, eh? Not that it matters. Kakulja, it's time you earned your coin. Earnest escort. I appreciate the assistance, but he wasn't joking about divine intervention. Some strange force pushed me away. I can't even get near them. See, told ya. The steel hog vessel. Return it at once. And the stolen goods. Multi-highwayman. Oh. You followed me all the way here from your backwater village. Alas, your journey has been for naught. The vessel is mine. Man, Shaltifiet. Shaltofite. Let's go with that. I, Shaltofite, will make better use of the artifact than you and your ilk ever could. By the might bestowed upon me, I will become savior to the oppressed and destitute. In light of my grand ambitions, the vessel's power would be wasted on the likes of you. If you cannot hunt without it, might I suggest a change of diet? I hear the acorns are delicious at this time of year. See, told ya. Damn it all. I was so close. But now is not the time for regrets. Those two are in need of a healer. I'll see them safely to Ralga's Reach. Would you mind meeting us there? Once their injuries have been treated, we'd better tell the resistance soldiers what happened. I think that's the earliest we've ever met the antagonist in one of these job quests. Usually takes a couple before we meet them. Face to face, anyway. Earnest escorts. I thought I could handle whatever ruffians the desert might throw at us. Some escort I turned out to be. Waylaid merchant. Losing all that stock is a bitter pill to swallow, but we're lucky they didn't take our lives as well. See, told ya. Well, I'm glad we made it to safety without any more trouble. Those bandits wouldn't dare step foot in this place. Ah, how rude of me. I never asked your name. Or how you chanced across us, for that matter. You came all the way from Tuliolo at my grandfather's behest? I can't tell you how grateful I am. As for the highwaymen, they possess the Steelhog vessel, a treasure from my village. Not only does it grant protection from harm, it also produces a potent blast when the barrier is dispelled. As long as our enemies have the vessel, attacks at close quarters will be extremely risky. Although, as we say in my village, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. Knowing this, we are careful not to rely too heavily on its power. But now that the Steelhog vessel has been stolen, this selfsame power is being turned against innocent people such as yourselves. I only hope you can forgive me for allowing this to happen. Earnest escort. There's nothing to forgive. If anything, we should thank you for coming to our aid. That Shaltofite and his lackeys have a lot to answer for. Waylaid merchant. Indeed. We'll give the resistance our testimonies, and with any luck, the information will go some way to clapping those bandits in irons. See, told ya. I'll go with you. The soldiers here need to be warned about the vessel. Waylaid merchant. No, leave that to us. We'll relay what you've told us, word for word. After all, you'll need to move quickly to have any chance of getting your artifacts back. When you catch those robbers, give them one from me. He told you. How about you, Evray? I hope I can count on you to be there for whatever else comes next. Haha, I knew it. I sense you were eager to get started. But I need time to plan our next move. Bandits aren't known for being found easily. I was surprised to see a fellow Mamulja among them. I can't imagine why that Kakulja would work for Shaltofite, of all people. Bandits abound. Though hers is not the easiest face to read, Situlja's expression suggests she has vital information to share. Evray, I heard something that might help us. One of the soldiers has been contending with the same bandits who stole the vessel. I'll go and find him. Give me a moment, would you? Sorry to keep you waiting. Resistance fighter. Ha! When she told me she'd been sent an assistant, I never would have guessed it'd be the savior of Alamigo himself. See, told ya. You're something of a local celebrity, I take it. I'd love to hear more about that, but for now, let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Resistance fighter. Yes, quite. The bandits you've been chasing are behind a spate of recent incidents in Alamigo. What's more, it appears that Shaltofite is part of a larger network known as the Passage of the Unbound, which is spreading its mayhem far and wide. In particular, they've been carrying out raids on trade caravans heading here from Gridania. We've increased patrols along that route, but the bastards strike so quickly that they've usually made good their escape by the time aid arrives. On the rare occasions we've caught them in the act, they use some kind of device or magic object to deflect our arrows and send us sprawling. See, told ya. That's the Steelhog vessel. It was stolen from my village, you see. I'm sorry for all the trouble it's caused. The one who took it, Shaltofite, said something about using its power to help the oppressed and destitute. What do you think he meant by that? Resistance fighter. That sounds familiar. The reports say the thieves were shouting something along those lines during the other raids. They claim the merchants are overworking and underpaying their laborers, and therefore deserve to be targeted. I don't see how stealing a bunch of goods helps the workers, and there's not a shred of evidence that anyone is being exploited. If you ask me, they're just in it for the money. In any case, their reasons won't matter a jot once they're behind bars. But for that, we'll have to catch them first. The most recent incident occurred near Porta Pretoria, one of the waypoints on the road to the palace. If you want to know more, you'd best hear it straight from the commander there. Anyway, I'll send word ahead to let her know you're coming. Assuming you are, that is. See, told ya. Yes, of course. Much appreciated. This sounds like a promising lead. The soldiers here were good enough to explain the lie of the land around here, so I shouldn't have any trouble making the journey by myself. I'll see you there. paths towards the Aetheryte. You need to go that way. Or that way. Not me, though. I'm just gonna teleport straight there. I think I've found the right person. Though it's rather difficult to tell who's who with those matching uniforms. Racist. Porta Pretoria Commando. Good, you're both here. My colleague at the Reach has told me everything. I can confirm that we've had several sightings of FF14 and his gang in recent days. They've even taken to ambushing our patrols. Whereas most brigands would flee from armed and armored soldiers, this lot seems to take pleasure in goading us into attacking. See, told ya. The treasure they carry makes them invulnerable. It can also emit a devastating blast, but that's only effective at short range. FF14 wants to draw your soldiers into close quarters because there they stand no chance. Porta Pretoria Commander. Well, that explains their uncommon boldness. Thank you. This information will go far in helping us contend with the bandits. Stranger. Sorry to interrupt. Commander, who might you be? Garrulous trader. Oh, simple peddlers, my good lady. I myself am of Gridanian stock, and after learning my craft in the markets of Ul'dah, I now deliver all manner of finery to eager patrons throughout Eorzea. But enough about that. I hope you'll forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing you mention a gang of highwaymen. We've heard similar tales from other traders passing through, and it seems some stretches of road are more dangerous than others. In fact, the bandits are most often seen at a specific location not far from here. If you like, we can take you there ourselves. See, told ya. Please, by all means. Commander, wait. Everett can take care of himself, but I can't allow any more civilians than necessary into an area believed to be teeming with bandits. See, told ya. It seems I've no choice but to ask you to go on without me. Sorry, but if those highwaymen did turn up, I wouldn't be much good in a fight. While you head off to investigate, I'll see if there's any more information to be had here. Garrulous trader. Then it's settled. I shall leave our newfound friend in your capable hands. Timid trader. What? Oh, if you say so. These guys look kind of sus. I suppose we should be on our way then? If we do run into those highwaymen, you'll protect us, right? Hmm. Garrulous trader. Once headed your way now. You know what to do. Can't believe he literally walked like 1 foot before doing this. What? Unacceptable. Either you do this without my help, or I'll find someone who can. Show some backbone for once. Smile. He couldn't have, like, walked around the corner. He took one step. Garrulous trader. As luck would have it, my fellows and I have yet to be assailed by any bandits around here. Perhaps if the other caravans invested in some proper escorts, they wouldn't be such easy targets. See, told ya. I'll see if they can tell me anything more about Shalto Vite and his gang. Be careful out there, won't you? Porta Pretoria, Commander. Should you encounter the highwaymen, I trust you will exercise some degree of restraint. We can't interrogate the suspects if you've reduced them to a bloody pulp, now can we? Just put them on their asses and leave the rest to us. Garrulous. Excessively talkative, especially on trivial matters. Garrulous. I think I've looked that one up before. Oh, it's this way. Faint-hearted trader. Ack, did you hear that? Those balls. Must be my imagination. Let's not dally here too long, eh? Timid trader. We're almost there. It's just on the other side of this gully. Actually, if it's all the same to you, we'll wait here while you go on ahead. This is already more than close enough for my liking. Well, we'll keep watch here. If we see anything suspicious, we'll be sure to scream. The evil goatee gave this one away. And the fact that this guy's got battle scars. They all look shifty. Alright, where's the ambush? Just me and my guitar. Oh no. Oh, maybe I should have done that. I have no more bones to break. None of them had the buff. Faint-hearted trader. What? You're back? I mean, welcome back. Yes, that's it. What's up? Timid trader. You beat them? All of them? How very fortunate. Well then, I'd best contact the boss. I'm sure he'll want to know all about this. No doubt he's still talking to your friend and the commander. They'll be glad to hear you've come to no harm. You'll never guess what, boss. We trounced a lot of them. Yes. Understood. I'm not quite sure why, but he said they'll be here in a jiffy. See, told ya. Is it true? You beat them all single-handedly? Yeah, but none of them had the buff, because they weren't part of the crew. Porta Pretoria, Commander. Gods be good. I'm glad you're on our side. Anyway, I'll take it from here. Garrulous trader. My, very impressive. And how jolly convenient for those villains to appear exactly where we thought they would too. But above all, I'm glad no one was hurt. Well, no one important, that is. See, told ya. I'm relieved to see that everyone's safe. It must have taken a lot of courage to bring Everett here, knowing that danger could be lurking around every corner. Are you sure you're alright? If you're putting on a brave face for our benefit, there's no need, I assure you. Timid trader. No, we're fine. Couldn't be better. Garrulous trader. Well then, I'd say that's enough excitement for one day. We'd best continue on our way to the Alamegan Quarter. Wares to sell, deals to broker, that sort of thing. I dare say it'll be some time before any ne'er-do-wells have the gall to descend upon this neck of the, desert. And as for you, my friends, I advise you not to stray too far from the beaten path, if you know what's good for you. Ta-ta! See, told ya. There's nothing left for us to do here, so let's head back to Porta Pretoria. Well, that was strange. They're just part of the bandits trying to rob us? Is that what their goal was? Sneetle Joe. Well, that was all very strange. One moment they're helping us apprehend criminals, and the next they're all racing off to peddle their wares elsewhere. Merchants certainly are a busy lot, aren't they? Not that I'm complaining, of course. With those suspects in custody, I'm sure the Resistance will be able to wring some valuable information from them. I expect all that wringing will take a while, though. It looks like we've been given an opportunity for a little rest. You've certainly earned it. Take me to your leader. Seetalja is patiently waiting for the Resistance to finish interrogating the captured highwaymen. At a guess, I'd say the Resistance has been interrogating the captured highwaymen for long enough to get some answers from them. With any luck, we may even learn more about where we can find Dawntrail. I'm sure the commander is as eager as we are to put a stop to his misdeeds. Let's go and see if she's unearthed any useful information. Porta Pretoria, Commander. Ah, I was just about to send someone for you. Glad you could save me the bother. I have a favor to ask of you both. I'm going to let the criminal walk free, and I want you to follow him. You see, our questioning has revealed that the bandits are indeed working with Dawntrail. If we cut one of them loose, he might lead us straight to their den. But if the mission fails and you're discovered, you may find yourselves confronted with an untold number of outlaws. Of course, I considered sending my own men, but I suspect that by now the bandits know our faces. After Evre's little display in the gully, I'm sure he alone can handle whatever trouble may come his way. See, Tulja, I'll go with him. If this rally does lead us to Chateau Fite, I need to be there when we find him. Commander, very well. But if it comes to a fight, you stay behind Evre, understood? I'll have the suspect brought over now, but remember what I said, and stay out of sight until he leaves. Skittish bandit. Don't look at me like that. I said I'm sorry, didn't I? Porta Pretoria, Commander. Aye, that you did. Several times. And as much as it galls me, there's no evidence to contradict your claim that you were acting in self-defense. Nor is there tangible proof of any other wrongdoing. We've no choice but to let you go. You have somewhere to go, I presume? Skittish bandit. Well, I suppose I can find work loading caravans in Alagiri. Seems as good a place as any for making a quick turning over a new leaf. Commander, in that case, I'll have you escorted there. But you'd best keep your nose clean, or we'll come down on you like a tons of bricks. Turn over a new leaf, my arse. He'll be back among his thieving mates before long, and you'll be right there behind him. For now, all we need to know is the location of their den. Do not attempt to approach the suspects. I'll send word ahead to Alagiri. Once you have the information we need, report to the troops stationed there. See, Tulja. This is the chance we've been waiting for. Let's go. See, Tulja. There he is. So much for finding work in Alagiri. He's only just arrived and he's already leaving town. Now comes the tricky part. Keeping our eyes on him and his eyes off of us. Stick close, but not too close. Wow, a follow mission in one of the job quests. After him. Haha, free at last. The hell? Gotta make sure I ain't being followed. Better have a look around first. Oh, yeah? Gameplay. What a pretty stone. I bet it's worth a gil or two. Jesus. Which way was it? Left, I think. Man, it's going in circles. Ooh. Better have a look about. Looks like I'm not being followed. Could have sworn I heard something. Hang on. What happened to the others who got caught? Pff, not my problem, I suppose. Time to head back. Nice. What a glorious waste of time that was. See, told ya. Those are the merchants we met at Porta Pretoria. Garrulous trader. So they just let you go out of the kindness of their hearts, is that it? Not only that, but you came crawling straight back here, leading whoever they sent to track you right to our doorstep. Skittish bandit. I swear it, no one followed me. The soldiers took me as far as Alagiri, and then went back the way they came. I made sure they were specks in the distance before I even set foot outside of the town. Careless trader. I suppose I've no choice but to take you at your word. Not that it's worth much. Well, now that this charade is at an end, let us change into something a little less drab. I'll show you who's boss of this gym. Oh, it's him. Should have known. Skittish bandit. Shaltofite. Why didn't you make us fight that bloke without the blessing? He could have killed a lot of us without breaking a sweat. Sofite. A mere oversight, that is all. Though it pains me to admit it, even with the invulnerability granted by the artifact, the likes of us are ever at the mercy of the truly powerful. I never expected that Mamulja wretch to hire a warrior of such caliber to retrieve the vessel. Pox on those interfering nincompoops. Timid traitor. But the Mamulja girl didn't seem a bad sort. Naive, maybe, but it's plain that her heart's in the right place. Chateau Fite. You truly are pathetic. Not only did you fail miserably, but now you're sympathizing with the enemy. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't rid myself of you permanently. Timid traitor. No, please. We owe everything to you, Chateau Fite. Without you, we are nothing. Seatulja. They were all in on this from the beginning, with Chateau Fite pulling the strings. If this is how he treats his friends, imagine what he'd do to his enemies. Mamulja mercenary. You couldn't stay away, could you? Howdy. Chateau Fite. What? Imbecile, you led them right to us. Oh, the range on that thing. Kakulja, eliminate these vermin. He's not gonna fight us. Oh, he's one-handing that axe. Seatulja, let me handle this, Evray. You're from Tural, working here as a mercenary, yes? The ones who hired you stole the Steelhog vessel from my village. We need this blessing to stand a chance against the beasts of the forest. I can't return home without the vessel. Kakulja. Either you return home empty-handed, or you won't be returning at all. I'd rather not harm a fellow Turali, so get out of here before I change my mind. I've bought enough time by listening to your blathering. Don't let me catch you sniffing around our tails. Seatulja. Chateau Fite and his underlings are out of sight. I thought I could make that Kakulja see sense, but he was clearly in no mood to listen. I'd say our best option is to report to the Resistance members in Alagiri and share what we've learned. Wait, she said Alagiri, damn it. Seatulja. I went ahead and gave my account, though I expect he'd like to hear yours as well. Resistance fighter. Regardless of how things turned out, we appreciate your cooperation in the investigation. The information you've provided has certainly given us a lot to consider. From what I hear, you almost came to blows with the Mamulja sellsword, or sellaxe, I suppose. I'm glad that it didn't come to violence, especially given the power these bandits have at their disposal. Even so, we thank you for braving such a dangerous mission. See, soldier. No thanks are needed. We're just as much a part of this investigation as the Resistance. And I'm sure we can agree we'll need to work together to take down Shaltofite and his gang. Their performance at Porto Pretoria showed just how cunning they are. Resistance fighter. It would seem so, yes. I'm told their little act was most convincing. I'll be sure to warn my comrades against any similar shenanigans. As for the two of you, be careful out there. See, Tulja. All things considered, I'd say that went fairly well. Shaltofite used the same trick as the time he came to my village, namely posing as a simple trader, when he's in fact a dastardly thief. Still, not even the most skilled actor could fake the fear in his men's eyes. It appears that Shaltofite has complete control over them, and they are powerless to resist. The only one who doesn't seem afraid of him is Kukulja. He even let us go when he had no obligation to do so. I think that if we had the chance to talk, we might find some common ground. Yes, I get that feeling too. Sounds like wishful thinking to me. This is too negative, Nancy, but I don't necessarily agree. But I'll do it anyway. Yes, I get that feeling too. Yeah, sure. See, Tulja, I knew you would. I've never been much of a fighter, but I make up for it in other ways. I'm a fairly good judge of character for one. After they got swindled and lost the artifact. For most of my life, I've lived in a remote village, deep in the forest. I had hardly any contact with the outside world, so the thought of talking to strangers was quite daunting at first. But over the course of my journey, I've traveled through all kinds of places. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Wherever you go, people are people. In the end, our cultures and the places where we grew up don't make that big a difference. None of us are perfect, and we each have our faults. And even if it's harder to find in some than in others, I believe there is good in all of us. That's why I hope we have another chance to speak with the thieves and Kukulja. I'm certainly not strong enough to beat any sense into them, so I'll try talking some sense into them instead. Having said, well, all of that, I can't feel even a shred of goodness in that Shaltofite. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Or perhaps violence is the only language he understands. Things might get a little rough before he's willing to listen. Anyway, we can save him for last. I'll try thinking of a way to reach out to the other members of the gang. Give me a little time, would you? The milk of Mamulja kindness. See, Tulja's plan is taking shape. Alright, I have something resembling a plan. First, we'll need to track down the members of Shaltofite's gang. Then we'll try convincing them to leave. Considering how terrified most of them were, I'm sure they're eager to free themselves of Shaltofite and his outbursts. With fewer followers, he'll pose less of a threat to the people of Alamigo, and will stand a better chance of taking back the Steelhog vessel. Of course, we now know Kukulja and some of the other members by sight, so it shouldn't take too long to track them down. In that case, let's start looking. Time for another exciting round of Quiz the Locals, then. Ugh. See, told ya. Ha! Rest assured, I'm already a step ahead of you. Besides, if your role is to fend off bandits and the like, mine should be to gather information and whatnot. Does that sound fair to you? Sure. As it happens, our resistance friend, stationed here, had some interesting news to share. Apparently, the two men posing as merchants that we met before were spotted nearby, engaging in trade and conversing with caravan owners. All to nefarious ends, no doubt. They were last seen in a place called Alagana, so we should head over there right away. One has a beard, and the other has blue eyes. Assuming they haven't changed their disguises, they should be fairly easy to find. To the north we go. Faint-hearted trader. Eek! See, told ya. Aha! Good work, Evray. Timid trader. Well, why, good morning. What can I do for you? Seatlja. You can start by dropping the Affable Merchants Act. It's nothing but a front for your real line of work. Timid trader. Ah, save me, Shaltofite. Seatlja. Is that what you really want? You seemed so scared of him before. Look, we're not here to hurt you. We just want to retrieve the vessel. If you explain what's going on, we might even be able to help you. Why don't you start by telling us your names? Timid trader. Our names? Come to think of it, not once did Shaltofite ask us that. It was always, you there, or some undeserved insult instead. I'm Avenel, and this here is Pepin, both born and bred in Uldar. We were struggling to make ends meet, until Shaltofite, claiming to be a merchant, took us under his wing. Pepin. Right. He said that he was just like us, exploited and sick of bending over backwards for the rich and powerful. Then, he showed us the artifact, and told us it had the power to change the world for the better. With its blessing, you could shrug off the charge of an Aurochs like it was a soft breeze, making you practically invincible. Avenel, you can imagine how impressed we were, and we did exactly as he instructed. At first, he told us to pretend to be merchants so we could scout out vulnerable caravans. Next thing we knew, we were joining him on raids. We never wanted to hurt anyone, but we owed Shaltofite for giving us the power to strive for a better life. And when we saw what happened to anyone who spoke up against him, it still makes my blood run cold to think of it. Shaltofite, Shaltofite mentioned before that he's also from Uldar, assuming he was telling the truth, that is. It seems to me his gang is mostly formed of people from a similar background. But what about Kukulja? He's a mercenary, correct? Avenel. Yes, hired by Shaltofite. He's so skilled that I doubt he even needs the blessing. Pepin. Normally he keeps to himself, but he once told me about his homeland, an ocean away. Seatolja. Perhaps it is not unlike my own. Avenel, Pepin, even if you still view us as enemies, we appreciate you telling us the truth. Avenel. No, we're the ones who should thank you. You've shown us more kindness than Shaltofite ever has. There is one other thing, though. Although you know about the crimes we've been party to, could you give us some time to straighten things out? Once this is all over, we'll turn ourselves in, I promise. Of course, we're not the only ones looking to cut ties with Shaltofite. We'll try to persuade the others to leave the gang. Not only that, with us acting as your men on the inside, we can help you take back your treasure. What do you say? Seatolja. This plan might just work. Count us in. We'll tell the resistance soldiers to hold off for now, and give you the chance to put things right. Avenel. You won't regret it. We'll return to the den and talk to the others. Until next we meet, be careful. Seatolja. To be honest, that went a lot better than I expected. And although it was fairly obvious from the outset, they confirmed my suspicions about Kukulja traveling here to find work as a mercenary. Do you remember his reaction when we first encountered him? I have a feeling he and I are both from a similar part of Tural, and he was surprised to see someone like me here in Eorzea. Whatever the reason, he's let us go twice now. He may be aiding and abetting a nefarious criminal, but I refuse to believe he's a bad person. I think it's worth talking to him, and for that, we'll need to create an opportunity. The way he spoke about his homeland to Avenel and Pepin means he probably misses it, which gives me an idea. Where I come from, we have a tradition of using incense burners, and if Kukulja's village is anything like mine, that fragrance will remind him of home. Then, just when he's feeling all homesick and vulnerable, we make our move. The incense itself is made from copal, a type of tree resin. Do you think you could collect some of that while I gather the other ingredients? I actually came up with this idea back in Alagiri and asked our resistance associate where we might find copal. Good news is that there should be some in a place called the Last Forest. The bad news is that the smell attracts all sorts of horrible creatures. So, try not to get eaten. I'll try to find someone that sells the other ingredients we need. As for the copal, well, I suppose we could just buy some, but there's nothing quite like resin straight from the tree. When it comes to the burner itself, luckily I brought my own, so I'll just give Kukulja mine. After I return with the Steelhawk vessel to Tuliolol, I can treat myself to a brand new one. Alright. Conveniently located just around the corner. I'll take that. Seatulja. Is that copple I smell? Copple. This is what it smells like when trees cry. Nice reference to the song about doves. Oh my, this is quite the find. Once I mix this in with the other ingredients, we'll have a batch of traditional incense ready for burning. Unfortunately, the preparation takes a little while. So in the meantime, perhaps you could begin the search for Kakulja. According to the locals, a Mamulja has been seen near the river, which runs through Rustrock. With all the dust swirling about this place, I can imagine he'd want to wash it all off somewhere. I find myself bathing more than usual here, so I can relate. Don't worry, I'll catch up with you once I've finished mixing the incense. I just have to follow the river and look for that big axe. Best of luck finding Kakulja. Kakulja. What are you doing here? Seatulja. Oh, there you are. Here, I have a present for you. It's an incense burner. The metal case is an old one I happen to have with me, but I made the incense from fresh ingredients, including copal that Everett collected. Why not try lighting it? I'm sure the aroma will bring back pleasant memories of home. Kakulja. There's no need. I'd recognize that smell anywhere. But as much as I long to return home, I'd rather not be reminded of what I left behind, what I might never see again. As things stand, I have no choice but to continue working as FFXIV's mercenary, no matter what crimes he commits. Seatulja. But why? Kakulja. The fare for a ship back to Tural is enough to buy a mansion here in Eorzea. At least, that's what FFXIV told me. He said that if I serve him loyally, he'd cover the cost of my journey home. Seatulja. Hold on a moment. Surely that can't be right. People rich and poor travel from Eorzea to Tuliolnal all the time. Kakulja. Well, since I'm unfamiliar with the local customs for negotiations and such, FFXIV offered to speak with the ship's owner in my stead. Compared to the journey from Tural to Eorzea, traveling in the opposite direction is far more perilous due to the weather conditions and so forth. Were it not for FFXIV's skill at the bargaining table, the price would have been even higher, or so he said. Guy's not too bright. I've been played for a fool, haven't I? Seatulja. That unscrupulous thieving snake in the grass. He won't get away with this. I have an idea. You should come with me to Limsa Laminsa, where I can introduce you to the captain of the merchant ship that brought me here. He's sure to give you passage home for a fair price. To tell the truth, I was rather hoping you'd join us in our cause, but you've already been through enough. Getting you home safe and sound comes first. Kakulja, I don't know what to say. Thank you for your kind offer, but I have unfinished business here. Though I may have been deceived, that is no excuse for the harm and suffering I have caused. I alone must settle the score with FF14, once and for all. Situlja, whenever you're ready, the office still stands. It's a pity we couldn't join forces, but he's got to do things his own way, I suppose. In any case, let's head back to Alagiri. With all those soldiers around, at least we won't have to worry about bandits, which is more than I can say for this place. To the south. Situlja. You know, Kakulja isn't at all like his first impression suggested. He was actually rather sweet, and perhaps a touch naive. Still, we can't blame him for being taken in by FF14's lies. And Kakulja wasn't the only one. I can't bring myself to forgive that treacherous viper. Thanks to him, we've been led a merry dance, and still have nothing to show for it. With any luck, our newfound allies, Avenel and Pepin, will have good news for us before long. Fish. Ally in the alley. Situlja appears to be somewhat discombobulated. Discombobulate. Left hook. To right cheekbone. Discombobulate. Situlja. You'll never guess what. Someone I've never met before handed me a letter, who said they were asked to deliver it by an entirely different person. There's no way to tell who the message is originally from. As I'm unaccustomed to, well, everything around here, I can't tell if the letter should be taken at face value, or if there's something hidden, or if there's some hidden meaning. Perhaps you could take a look? Letter from an unknown correspondent. Evray is to come to the Alamegan Quarter and meet with a man in spectacles. He must arrive incognito. Situlja. The instructions are clear enough, but even so, this is as suspicious as month-old milk. On the other hand, it could be from Avenel and Pepin. While this smells like a trap, we don't have any better leads. I think we should do as the letter instructs, but proceed with the utmost caution. I'll meet you there. Hey, you're not the one that has to go incognito. But I agree. Dig in. Situlja. Now that you're here, it's time to get you into disguise. As for me, even the most elaborate costume in the world will do little to keep me hidden in a place like this. I'll stick to the shadows and watch from a safe distance. I took the liberty of picking your outfit for the occasion. Let's hope it fits, eh? The sash and straps are a bit tricky to get right, so if they come undone and your disguise falls apart, just come back to me and I'll help you get dressed again. Wow, look at me. While the sky speak with the bespectacled man. Where are you? All the way over there? Oh wait, it's over here. Do 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 do. Huh? Bespectacled man. You must be Everett, correct? I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Our mutual friend Avenel sends his regards. Like him, I and several others have resolved to make a clean break and free ourselves of FF14 for good. You and the Mulja girl have done us a great service by giving us a chance to put things right before reporting us to the Resistance. Now, to the matter at hand. No doubt you are wondering why we must resort to such convoluted means to meet with you. Simply put, it is to avoid arousing the suspicions of FF14 and those still loyal to him. As for why we've brought you here, there is someone we wish for you to meet. For now I ask that you remain in disguise. Your cooperation is appreciated. One moment, please. Aha. Kakulja. I'm glad we have this chance to meet. Would that it were under better circumstances. My attempt to put a stop to FF14's wrongdoing ended in failure. I tried to seize the artifact, but he was ready for me. Even so, it wasn't all for nothing. FF14. Thank you all for joining me, in spite of the ever-watchful eye of the Resistance. The time has come to initiate the next phase of my master plan. Until recently, we have concentrated our efforts on liberating wares from hapless merchants. But this was all in service to something far greater. Our disruption of the flow of goods into Alamigo has plunged the markets, and as a consequence, the city itself, into chaos, exactly as I had foreseen. No longer will we be forced to crawl through the mud and lick the boots of the rich and privileged. We shall cast down the oppressors. They will suffer as we have. The meager shall inherit this land. Down with the old order. I have invested our funds into restoring and enhancing discarded Magitech weaponry. Now nothing can stop us from taking over Alamigo. Kakulja. That's enough, FF14. Your treachery ends here. All this time I believed your lies, but no more. Give me the artifact, now. It belongs to Sitolja and her people. Ravenel. What? Kakulja is FF14's right-hand man. FF14. Silence! Look at this wretched soul. That Mamulja girl has turned him against me. His one and only benefactor. Be warned. Should any of you side with this traitor, no longer shall you bask in the artifact's blessing. Now seize him, or face the consequences. Whoa. Cowards. Yes, that's more like it. Any further interference could place my entire plan in jeopardy. I must act without delay. Ah, shit. Kakulja. With the artifact's blessing and its shock waves at their disposal, I was given a beating and thrown into the dirt. Later on, my friend here and a few other sympathizers snuck out and treated my injuries. More importantly, my attempted mutiny will no doubt have FF14 panicking as he struggles to maintain his hold over the rest of the gang. An attack is imminent, with the palace his most likely target. I ask that you relay this to Sitolja. At the very least, she has a right to know the whereabouts of the artifact. Sitolja. So? What happened? Then we were right to trust the sender of the letter after all. We knew Kakulja had a score to settle with FF14, but I had no idea he'd try to take back the vessel as well. Though we may not be working side by side, I'm glad to count him amongst our allies. Speaking of which, we must inform the resistance about FF14's plan right away. We stand a far better chance of stopping him with their support. But given the power at his disposal, even that may not be enough. I'll try to think of something. In the meantime, you should make whatever preparations you can, as even the smallest advantage may prove crucial. Oh, and I see you've changed back into your usual garments. Not that the outfit I chose didn't suit you, but I think this is more your style. Just talking about shafts. Nice. Fishy wishy. Alright, now I can play Machinist. Next quest doesn't give any XP, right? Correct. The mightiest shield. Sietelja steels herself for the final confrontation with FF14. Avenel and Pepin are on their way here. Avenel. It's FF14. He set his plan into motion. We would have come sooner, but after Kakulja openly opposed him, he became even more secretive than before. He refused to share his schemes with even his most loyal. Now, he's used a caravan to smuggle a load of Magitech into the city. He's about to launch an assault on the royal palace. Pepin. We managed to sneak away, but FF14 and the others will make their move any moment now. Sietelja. Understood. We'll head there straight away. We've no choice but to face them head on. While I wish there was more I could do to help, I'd best leave the fighting to you. No, what am I saying? There must be a way I can help. The treasure is from my village. I should be the ones to solve this. I'm sure you'll think of something on the way. If you're in, you're in. This is no time to waver. Stand back and let me take care of this. I'm sure you'll think of something on the way. Stranger, I thought I'd find you here. Kakulja. Sietelja, you've already done so much for me and the others. FF14 tricked into becoming his accomplices. It would appear it's in your nature to help wherever you can. Nevertheless, your place is not on the battlefield. You must leave that to Evre and myself. Sietelja. But what about your injuries? Kakulja. They were not so severe to begin with, and those in the gang sympathetic to me provided various balms to treat the worst of them. Sietelja. I'm glad to know there are a few good eggs among them. But now that we've decided who's going, we need a plan. From the way FF14 uses the vessel, it's clear there's one thing he hasn't realized yet. As we say in my village, cracks form in even the mightiest of shields. If there's a limit to the blessing's power, we'll find it. Avenel, whatever you do, you'd better do it quickly. FF14 and the others will soon reach the palace. We'll share everything we know with the resistance and ask them to come as quickly as possible. Pepin, be careful out there. Come on already. Huh. Kakulja. As I said, my wounds are healed. Even if they weren't, I'd still be here. Sietelja. They must have taken the long way around, since the caravan won't be able to traverse the stairs. We, on the other hand, have no such concerns. Let's take a shortcut and intercept them. Then again, they may try to use the vessel's power to stop our advance. We'd best keep our eyes peeled for danger. You're the best choice to lead the charge, so we'll await your signal. Ready? Well then, it's now or never. Sorry, this charging into battle stuff is all new to me. I won't pretend I'm not scared, but I'll try to stay out of your way. Besides, I can't afford to back down now, knowing what's at stake. Let's show Chateau Fite who he's dealing with. Ugh, what a tongue twister. Whoa. Cool. Chateau Fite. Infiltrating the city was almost too easy. Now go, comrades. The smoldering ruins of the old order will be the foundation of our utopia. See, told you. That's as far as you go. Chateau Fite, I thought I'd seen the last of you. Do you not see that this artifact can lift up the meek from under the boots of their oppressors? Not just one isolated tribe, but everyone who's ever known fear. You call me a villain, but it's you who would keep such liberating power to yourself. You are no better than those who we struggle against. And only when your ilk have been eradicated will the world know freedom. The hour has come for us to rise up and take what is rightly ours. See, Torcha, my whole village might rely on the treasure's blessing, but we would never use it to steal from others. You lie, cheat, and sow nothing but misery. You don't want to cast down the oppressors. You want to be the oppressors. Silence! Oh, Chateau Fite. Silence! Enough of your sanctimonious prattle. That's rich coming from him. Sanctimonious. Unbound, Chateau Fite. Craven's Creed. Perhaps I am every bit as wicked as you claim, but what of it? Does your self-righteousness make you better than me? For you and all those who judge me unworthy, my hatred will never die. Why this music? Remember, cracks form even in the mightiest of shields. Sito Ja. There must be some truth to it. Don't let up your attack. Okay. Keep attacking the barrier. Attack the barrier. Sure. Let me just remember how to play Machinist. 600. 600. Oh yeah, they're all the same. Oh, that's so cool, man. Which one should I start with then? I guess we stick with drill. I have no idea what I'm doing, but let's go for it. I'm gonna spend all my damage. What the? Oh shit. I was lost. Shit, man. Maybe I am actually dealing damage. Even though it says nothing but very low numbers. Ow. Alright, fine. Oh, come on. Aha. There we go. Bro, it's so spread out. What? Ugh, same shit. Keep attacking the barrier. Let me deal real damage. fast? Cool. It's melting now. Wrecked. PogChamp. Seatolja. We got the vessel back, and it's still in one piece. One piece. FF14, please, I beg of you, give me the artifact. All the trials I overcame to join the Unbound. Everything I did was for a chance at happiness. Without the blessing, I'm nothing. My enemies will live on, unpunished. Seatolja, enough! I've tried reasoning with you, but it seems there's only one language you understand. And every one of these characters always says, enough, enough, enough. Damn. Wrecked. Kakulja, are you alright? Seatolja, never better. Gang members, we surrender. Seatolja, I'd say that FF14's plans for world domination are well and truly over. Not only that, but the Steelhog vessel is back where it belongs. Or at least, it will be soon. Of course, I have you two to thank for everything. I quite literally couldn't have done it without you. Yeah, she's right. Kakulja. It's finally over. Am I thinking too? Seatolja. Although the resistance arrived more than a bit late, they've now taken FF14 and his cronies into custody. They're lucky we were on hand to confront the gang, or things could have ended very differently. I have to say, my first trip overseas was a lot more eventful than I'd have liked, but I'm glad I had the chance to meet so many interesting people. Well, apart from all the criminals, that is. As much as I'd like to spend more time seeing the sights and whatnot, I suppose I'd best get the vessel back to Tural. What about you, Kakulja? Kakulja. There's only one thing I can do. Turn myself in, just like Pepin and Avenel. Even if I was dancing to FF14's tune, the fact remains that I committed those crimes of my own free will, and I must pay the penalty. Perhaps if I am one day granted freedom, I'd like to pay my way home with fairly earned coin. The first thing I'd do upon returning is visit your village and offer my apologies for using the artifact to carry out evil deeds. After that, No, It is too soon to speak of such things. Sitolja, wherever your journey's laid, you are always welcome in my village. Be sure to come visit one day. How about you, Evray? If you happen to pass through Tuliolol, my grandfather would love to show his appreciation for all you've done. Maybe I'll see you there? Goodbye and good luck. Raholja, you are returned, Evray. But pray tell, what has become of my granddaughter? Sitolja, why, I'm right here. We did it, grandfather. We took back the steel hog vessel. Raholja, my dear, what a relief it is to see you safe and well. Of course, I am glad you were able to retrieve the treasure, but even that cannot compare to the joy of seeing your smile once more. And to you, Evray, I must express the sincerest gratitude. No doubt, we have you to thank for Sitolja's safe return, not to mention that of the vessel as well. Sitolja, absolutely. I would have been lost without your guidance and bravery in the face of danger. Thank you, truly. Anyway, we should be getting back to the village. No doubt the others will be clamoring to use the steel hog vessel to go hunting. I'll be coming back to Tuliolol at some point, so hopefully we'll run into each other again soon. Until next time. Wow, so cloudy. Sweet. Some shields are made to be broken. Fantastic. That just leaves magical ranged DPS. 4 out of 5. GG's for now. See you next time.